Hello, friends. Discussing with you anthropology. How are you? I am here to have general discussion with you on anthropology. How we will be discussing general overview. I will be discussing with you anthropology, the topics that are very important. I will teach you in a way that you perform well in the examination. Anthropology is holistically study the various human beings aspects. The past human beings is studied, prehistoric culture giving the detailed information how people live in the past, what do they perform in the past. We discuss with the culture that they do so, the type of economy in which they live, the technology and the rituals that they perform. Prehistoric culture has been divided into various phases. We have Paleolithic period. In Paleolithic period, it is further divided into three phases, that is lower Paleolithic period, middle Paleolithic period and upper Paleolithic period. So lower Paleolithic period, 5 million years to 10,000 million years. So the timeline of the Paleolithic period is 5 million years ago to 10,000 BCE. That is 5 million BCE to 10,000 BCE. In Indian context, there are various sites. Robert Bruce Foote is called the father of prehistoric archaeology in India. There are many other paleoanthropologists that contributed to the prehistoric archaeology, that like we have R.D. Banerjee and Dyaram Sahni, who excavated Harappa and Mohenjo-daro sites of Indus Valley civilization and discovered various artifacts, various technological aspects, various things they have discovered from Paleolithic period. So there has been lot of sites, Great Bath, the Granary, and Archaeological Survey of India was formed in 1863 by Alexander Cunningman. So archaeological studies were undertaken in India and many sites were excavated. discovered that acts as a bridge in the evolution of human beings. We have it bridges the gap between the various aspects of human being. Various sites that I am here to discuss with you. We have Paleolithic sites. The name of sites is Son Valley. Then we have Madrasian culture. We have Bhimbetka, Adamgarh. These are various sites. We have Belan Valley. We have Rani Gunta, Sarai Neharai, Chopani Mando. All these sites were excavated and various tools were discovered from these sites, particularly stone tools. Stone tools such as chopper chopping tools, hand axes, cleavers, points, bifocal points, unifocal points, blade tools, particularly of Upper Paleolithic period, were discovered from these sites. In Upper Paleolithic period, there was social organization. We see rock art in Bhimbetka. Paleolithic people do various arts form. They form, they picturize hunting sites. They and they also dance and they do painting of their daily activities. We have sites of Mesolithic period that microlithic tools, that is stone tools with smaller size, were used in this period. Homo sapiens were emerged in Upper Paleolithic period, and this domestication was being practiced in like cattle, goats, sheep were domesticated in Mesolithic period. There was so much influence of such things. I don't have habit of reading the slides. I teaches the students of UPSC aspirants in such a way that my thoughts flow is in a natural manner. I don't have habit of looking at the slides and explaining the points, but if you want the presentation aspects, then I will do so. Various sites of Mesolithic period are Lanjanath. You have Bhimbetka. Okay. Then in Neolithic period, agriculture was developing, and Neolithic people started doing agriculture. So also they do domestication of animals, and Neolithic people, we see social stratification, emergence of social class in Neolithic period, as rich and poor people emerged in this period. That was categorized as social stratification that we see in this Neolithic period. And domestication, I have already discussed with you. We see so many sides of these periods. The people were nomadic, semi-nomadic in Paleolithic and Mesolithic period, but people began to have settled life in Neolithic period because of agriculture. They have to have settled life because crops need time to grow, and the people used to live on the banks of the rivers, and there was self-sufficiency among the peoples. In Neolithic period, people used ground tools, polished tools. There was human evolution going on in this period. So the timeline of Mesolithic period is 10,000 BCE to 8,000 BCE, and Neolithic period timeline is 8,000 BCE to 4,000 BCE. So they do their part in arts. They used to live in cave shelters and rock shelters. They used to live in the caves. In Neolithic period, people began to live in mud houses. They do hunting and gathering in Paleolithic period, Mesolithic period. Even hunting and gathering was being practiced in Neolithic period, in addition to domestication of animals as well as agriculture. So we Gordon Childe termed Neolithic culture as Neolithic revolution, because in such a smaller period of time, large number of discoveries were done. That is why Neolithic period is called Neolithic revolution. So wheel made pottery was discovered, agriculture was practiced, Neanderthals were the first who buried their dead ancestors. Homo erectus discovered fire and they controlled fire, and people used to eat before the discovery of fire. People used to eat raw food, and our ancestors had some digestion problems in raw food. And when they started controlling the fire, or when they discovered the fire, these species ate cooked food and cooked food. So and moreover they the upper this development of brain was taking place. The spinal cord got converted into S shape. So how you know that the life cycle the of chimpanzee, orangutan, is 30 to 35 years. If they live in the forest, if they are kept in the zoo, then the life cycle increases. But human lifespan of human beings is 71 years of age, whereas at the time of independence, the life cycle of human was 32. So in 75 years, such a development has been done in the field of science. So science is scientific temper was developed. So scientific temper means scientific temperament means nature. So due to scientific temper, people have got the answers of the various questions, like how the universe came, how the days and nights are formed, why rainfall occurs, why do we have diseases. So these questions were answered by the scientific temperament of the human beings. So science has the capacity to answer every questions. Anthropology is a science. So you started when you are having questions and when you are answering those questions, that is called science. So science is basically a field. When you do experiments and observations in any subject, such subject becomes a science. I am here to enlighten your brain, enlighten yourself about the anthropology. So the various sites of Neolithic period are like Dimbetka, we have Bhelan Valley. So these sites are there. You need to understand these sites. Polished stone tools were discovered from these sites. We have Chalcolithic period. That period we have use of copper as well as stone, that is called stone Chalcolithic period. Tools were made of copper. There was division in the society. People began to live in villages. They began to practice rituals. They developed religious belief. That is required very much. That religious belief is required. You must not focus on the past, you must focus on the thoughts, on your ideas, and try to elaborate your mind. Then came Iron Age. Kingdom came in Iron Age. Tools were made up of iron. So you also saw the growth of painted red, grey ware pottery, black and red ware poetry. So black and red ware poetry that was being practiced in Iron Age. So you must understand the key words, learn the key words, and try to frame your own sentences. Got me? So, Iron Age, you have various sites like Ahar, Banas, John, Jorwe culture, Malwa culture, Copper Horde culture, all these are sites of Chalcolithic periods. Modern age of kingdom started and many kingdoms emerged during the Iron Age. Indus Valley civilization belongs to Bronze Age. People used to urban centers grow in the Bronze Age. Town planning was there in Indus Valley civilization. Drainage system was being used. They have the trade with Mesopotamia. They trade with an Egyptian civilization. We have sites like Lothal that has artificial dockyard. We have Bhanavali, Rakhigadi, Harappa, Mohenjo-daro, Lothal, Dholavira, all these are sites of Indus Valley civilization. These sites depict the material remains, the culture. It is said that the people have culture of these group and they also bury their dead ancestors. So belief rituals was present in Indus Valley people. There is a need to study these culture. We also say that uh, there were urban centers in India too. And Indus Valley civilization, it bridges the gap between prehistoric culture and historic culture. So we have Harappan culture and post-Harappan culture. You have to see all these things. Hello, guys, let us discuss anthropology. Okay, Indus Valley civilization. You have Paleolithic culture, you have Mesolithic culture. There are various sites in India. You have Narmada culture. Arun Sonakia founded Narmada man. It belonged to Homo erectus. Homo erectus had a developed brain. The cranial capacity of Homo erectus was 700 cc to 1250 cc. So Homo erectus, what they do? They eat cooked food. One more thing I want to discuss with you, spinning and weaving was done in Neolithic period and people also started wearing clothes. Clothes were being worn by Indus Valley civilization people. And there was a belief system in Indus Valley civilization people. I have discussed with you various sides, the way of living. The climate was very cold. In Paleolithic period, the climate was warm and dry in Neolithic period and Mesolithic period. Paleolithic period belonged to Pleistocene epoch. Mesolithic and Neolithic period belong to Holocene epoch. We are at present living in the Holocene epoch. So, there is a need to understand theories, ideas, anthropologists that did lot of work like G.N. Mazumdar, like Achas Risley, People of India Project did racial classification. G.N. Mazumdar studied caste and village studies. G.S. Kure studied caste people and conducted village studies. Rural studies was being done. Various anthropologists took part in the rural studies, in the urban studies, in the caste studies. Caste is a type of social stratification. It is segmented division of society. I will tell you about Varna. There are four Varnas. All Varnas have certain Purusharthas, that is Dharma, Arth, Kam, and Moksha. There is caste has future. Caste Varna came first, castes came later. So there were division of society. People belong to different caste. People have different occupation attached with different castes and do the occupation. But now there is a social mobility and they can change the beliefs, the rituals, and adopt the beliefs, the rituals, the festivals of upper caste. So it is termed as Sanskritization by M.N. Srinivasan. M.N. Srinivasan did village studies. He wrote a book, Religion and Society Among the Cooks of Mysore. Alpi Vidyarthi wrote a book. He studied sacred complex of both Gaya. The sacred complex is divided into three main components: sacred specialist, sacred geography. There are priests who perform Gaya Shraddhs on behalf of their clients. So people all over the world attend both Gaya and they do service to their ancestors in the form of rituals. And culture diffusion occurs in such places. Culture assimilation occurs in such places. You must know what is culture assimilation, what is Sanskritization, the basic concepts. If you uh, understand the concepts, then majority of the work is done. There needs to have lot of strength among you. We are here discussing the various topics like Paleolithic culture. You must understand the evolution of Indian culture and civilization, how our culture evolved. Here, the culture evolution takes place. We are at first savages, then we became barbarism, and then we attained civilization. That is the evolution of Indian culture. So our prehistoric culture have certain subdivisions. that you need to understand. So, Son Valley, Bhimbetka, Didwana, which is in Rajasthan, Madrasian culture, these are the 4 5 sites of Lower Paleolithic period. And Nevasa culture belong to Middle Paleolithic period. And Belen Valley, Bhimbetka, Renigunta, Chintamani, Michalta Chintamani are the upper Paleolithic sites. We have Mesolithic sites that we have various Baghor, we have uh, Tilwada, we have Lanjanath, we have Bhimbetka, Adamgarh, we have Didwana is in Rajasthan, we have Adamgarh, we have Sarai Nehrai, we have Tripani Mando, we have Murhana Pahad, we have Shorpur Dog, we have Terry sites. These are all the Mesolithic sites. Like Baghor Valley, we have Tilwada, we have Lanjanath, we have Sarai Nehrai, we have Marhana Pahad, Chupani Meadow, Damdama, Shorpur Dog, Terry sites. These are the various sites of Mesolithic period. So many sites are there. Just I will repeat these sites once again. So what are the sites of Mesolithic period? Baghor, Tilwada, Lanjanath, Sarai Nehrai, Chupani Mando, Morhana Pahad, Bhimbetka, Shorpur Dog, Teri sites, Bhimbetka, Adamgarh. Didwana is a lower Paleolithic culture site. We have Neolithic culture. We have Belen Valley, we have Burj Home, we have Koldi Hawa, Mehergarh, Burj Home, Birana culture, Chiran, Dow Jelly Hatings in Assam. So, when we are just discussing about Neolithic culture, we have to discuss here the various sides of Neolithic culture. The various sites are Galen Valley, we have Burjahom, Chiran, Birana, Mehergarh, Dowjali Heading. These are the sites of Neolithic culture. Neolithic culture, people practiced agriculture, people practiced pottery, people wore clothes, weaving and spinning was done. Lived settled life. They also do domestication of animals. There was social stratification, emergence of social class in this Neolithic period. There was surplus production and they store water and grains in pottery. There are so many things that we are here to discuss with you. I am here to discuss with you the various sides of Mesolithic period, Paleolithic period, and Neolithic period. We have Chirant, we have Bagor, Tilwada, Lanjanath, Mesolithic sites. We have Neolithic sites. We have Paleolithic sites. We have the climate. We have Chalcolithic stone copper age. We have Malwa culture, copper hoard culture, Pandu culture, Jorve culture. So the Neolithic culture was present in the south. There was huge stones that were erected near the grave of their ancestors. So megalithic culture means mega monuments built of large blocks of stones. So we have these various prehistoric culture that I discussed with you in detail. If girls and boys, if you are having any doubts regarding this topic, you can discuss with me. You can ask any questions. I am here to answer your questions. Various look at the sites. Just go through the sites. Remember these sites. The various artifacts, material that were material culture that was discovered from these sites. You need to remember, you need to compare. You are will be able to talk about the evolution of Indian culture and civilization. We are, if you have no doubt, then we can proceed ahead with new topic that is Indus Valley civilization. Indus Valley civilization is also called Bronze Age civilization. So, John Marshall, I discussed with you the anthropological survey of India was set up in India and it also conducted so many archaeological sites exhibition. Archaeological Survey of India, even D. Terra and H. D. Patterson carried out Yale Cambridge expedition and studied Son Valley, Narmada culture, and also V.N. Mishra also studied the various archaeological sites. V.N. Mishra studied the various archaeological sites. So it was John Marshall, who gave name to Indus Valley civilization, and he called Indus Valley civilization as the Harappan civilization. Okay, so different scholars had different views regarding the origin of this culture. So R.D. Banerjee, Dayaram Sahani did excavation. The area was very fertile. So you have the various these proto-historic culture, pre-Harappan, Harappan and Harappan civilization. So it is the most important culture. So we made pottery, that is painted design redware pottery was done in this period. So nearby regions like Iran, like Afghanistan, they have trade. So when I talk with you proto-historic period, so proto-historic period, it is the time period between prehistory and history. So here people developed writing system and they generated urban life, but the script is not yet fully deciphered. So what happens pre Harappan culture, you have agriculture was there, domestication was there. So there were people were living in villages and they got evolved into urban centers. So in Mehergarh, there were evidences of farming and animal domestication. Dholavira in Gujarat, Kot DG in Sindh, Amri, Kot DG, Kalibangam, Dholavira are the various sites. What do you see in these sites? You see handmade pottery, you see copper tools emerge, bronze tools emerge. So, what was happening? The trade was going on with the neighboring countries. So, what happens? It led to the development of urban centers due to trade. We have then Harappan culture. It is the urban phase and it was the urban center. It was the developed phase. Harappa is in Pakistan, in Punjab. Mohenjo-daro is in Sindh. In Pakistan, Dholavira is in Gujarat. Kalibangam, Lothal in Gujarat is called Port City. Kalibangam in Rajasthan. So various sites of Harappan phase that I am discussing with you. We have town planning constitutes drainage system, burnt baked brick houses. There was grid pattern system in town planning. So there were so many architectures like public bath, granary, dockyard, wells. So let us discuss that they do agriculture and they cultivate rice, wheat, barley. Then they were also craftsmen living in Harappan civilization. They make jewelry, seals, beads. They had a trade with Mesopotamia and why हमें कैसे पता चला कि वो ट्रेड करते थे मेसोपोटामिया के साथ? John Laugh. So there was evidence of Harappan seals in Sumer. सो स्क्रिप्ट कहाँ पे मिली हमें? पोट्री पे स्क्रिप्ट मिली, हमें सील्स पे स्क्रिप्ट मिली, क्लास डिफरेंशिएशन हमें विजिबल होती है वहां पे। अर्बन सिविलाइजेशन थी। रिलीजन की बात करें, हमें वहां पे फिगरीन्स मिली है मदर गॉडेस की, पशुपति सील, प्रोटोशिवा, हमें सील मिली है वहां पे। इससे उनकी रिलीजियस लाइफ का पता चलता है। मदर गॉडेस की फिगर्स हमें मिली है। रेड सैंडस्टोन मेल टोर्सो मिला है। तो हमें ये इससे हमें एविडेंसेस मिलते हैं रिलीजन के। इकोनॉमी की बात की, टाउन प्लानिंग की बात की, ये तो था मैच्योर हरप्पन फेज जब वो टॉप पे था, एडवांसमेंट थी वहां पे, ट्रेड पीक पे था, राइटिंग भी की उन्होंने, सील्स के ऊपर राइटिंग मिली, पोट्री के ऊपर राइटिंग मिली, बट उसको हम स्क्रिप्ट को डिसाइफर नहीं कर पाए। इनका ट्रेड था मेसोपोटामिया के साथ। बेक्ड ब्रिक हाउसेस से इनके घर बने होते थे। आर्किटेक्चर की बात करें, हमें ग्रेट बाथ मिला और द ग्रेनरी मिली हमें। हमें रिलीजियस लाइफ की बात अगर हम करें तो प्रोटोशिवा की पूजा जो करते थे, मदर गॉडेस की हमें फिगरीन्स मिली है वहां पे। तो ये इनकी रिलीजियस एस्पेक्ट्स को दिखाता है। पोस्ट हड़प्पन कल्चर में क्या हुआ? इनका डिक्लाइन हुआ। तो अब बड़ी सारी इसमें थ्योरीज है, वहाँ का क्लाइमेट चेंज हो गया, फ्लड्स आ गए वहाँ पे और इन्वेजन कर दिया। नेचुरल रिसोर्सेज को उन्होंने पूरी तरह से एक्सप्लॉइट कर दिया। सॉइल की फर्टिलिटी जब खत्म हो गई, फिर वहां से वो लोग शिफ्ट कर गए दूसरी जगह में, नियर बाई एरियाज में। यहाँ पे फिर से डिक्लाइन जब फेस हुआ हड़प्पन कल्चर का, तो रूरल लाइफ फिर से शुरू हो गई। बट पोट्री वो करते थे, क्राफ्ट्स प्रैक्टाइस करते थे, तो कॉपर यूज करते रहे वो। अर्ली एग्रीकल्चर हमें मिलता है यहाँ पे। तो जब फिर से उनकी लाइफ जो थी गांव वाली हो गई, तो क्या हुआ, तो डिक्लाइन हो गया ट्रेड में। तो कैसे अर्ली हड़प्पन फेज के जो साइट्स है वो है कोडिजी, अमरीलाल सिंध में है, मेहरगढ़ बलूचिस्तान में है, हड़प्पा मोहनजोदारो सिंध और पंजाब में है पाकिस्तान में, धोलावीरा गुजरात में है, भीमबेटका मध्य प्रदेश में है, चुपानी मैंडो सराय महराई मुरहाना पहाड़ छोरपुर डॉब साउथ साइड में है। ये डाउजली हेडिंग्स असम में है। तो हम देखते हैं कि एक इम्पॉर्टेंट कल्चरल फेज था इंडियन सिविलाइजेशन का, अर्ली एग्रीकल्चर की, जहाँ पे अर्ली एग्रीकल्चर है यहाँ पे दिखाती है हमें। ये तो शुरुआत में मड ब्रिक्स के हाउसेस थे, कॉपर के टूल्स यहाँ पे मर्ज हो गए, कैलकुलिटिक एज के साथ इसको हम रिलेट करके देख सकते हैं। अम्बरी, कोडिजी, कालीबंगम, धोलावीरा, कालीबंगम राजस्थान में है, धोलावीरा गुजरात में है। तो ये अर्ली हड़प्पन फेज की साइट्स हैं। आपको साइट्स पढ़नी है हड़प्पन फेज की, अर्ली हड़प्पन फेज की, मैच्योर हड़प्पन फेज की, और आपने इसका क्रिटिकल इवैल्यूएशन करना है। तो मैंने बताया कि रॉबर्ट ब्रूस फूटे हैं, एस डी सनकालिया हैं, उन्होंने आर्कियोलॉजिकल एंथ्रोपोलॉजी की शुरुआत की। तो अब बगौर है मेसोलिथिक साइट, बगौर लंजनाथ, बगौर वी एन मिश्रा ने इसकी एग्जीबिशन की थी। आदमगढ़ मध्य प्रदेश में है। चिरांड बिहार की एग्जीबिशन आर्कियोलॉजिकल सर्वे ऑफ इंडिया ने की। बगौर वी एन मिश्रा ने की। सोन वैल्यू थी डी टेरा एंड पेटरसन ने की। भीमबेटका जो लोअर पैलेलिथिक के साइट्स भी यहाँ पे मिलते हैं, मिडिल पैलेलिथिक पीरियड यहाँ पे देखने को मिला। अपर पैलेolithic पीरियड के एविडेंसेस यहाँ पे देखने को मिले हैं, एविडेंसेस मिले हैं। तो भिमबेटका की वी एस वकानकर ने इस साइट्स की एग्जीबिशन की। तो यहाँ पे आपको जो लोग जो रहते थे वो रॉक शेल्टर्स में रहते थे। यहाँ पे पेंटिंग्स मिलती हैं, प्री हिस्टोरिक पेंटिंग्स हमें मिलती हैं। ठीक है, तो बगोर जो था राजस्थान में, वो वीएन मिश्रा ने उसको एग्जिबिट किया, वीएस वकानकर ने किया, टेरा डी पटरसन सोन वैली ने किया, मेहरगढ़ राजस्थान जैरिज जेएफ जैरिज जैरिज ने की एग्जीबिशन, मेहरगढ़ बलूचिस्तान में है। बगौर वीएन मिश्रा ने की, वीएस वकानकर भिमबेटका में काम किया, वीएन मिश्रा ने बघौर में काम किया, आहार राजस्थान में ए घोष ने काम किया, डीएनए एनालिसिस की जाती है, साइंटिफिक टेक्निक्स से डेटिंग की जाती है, रिसर्च एक्सपैंड की इन्होंने। तो क्या हुआ कि जो प्री हिस्टोरिक एंथ्रोपोलॉजी की बात करें, आर्कियोलॉजिकल की बात करें, तो हमें चलता है कि रैंडम डिस्कवरीज जो हमें मिली है, अब यो है साइंटिफिक सिस्टमेटिक साइंटिफिक एक्सप्लोरेशन हो रही है। ये सारी साइट्स रैंडम डिस्कवरीज हैं। तो यहाँ से हमें टूल्स जो मिलते हैं, मटेरियल कल्चर, हमें उससे हम कल्चर की एवोल्यूशन को अंडरस्टैंड करते हैं, साइट्स के नाम बताते हैं, रेलेवेंस क्या थी डिफरेंट डिफरेंट साइट्स की। तो ये ब्रिज था एक प्री हिस्ट्री और हिस्ट्री के बीच में। तो इस वीडियो में गाइस हम यही रखेंगे। अगले वीडियो में मैं इसके साथ ही वीडियो बना रहा हूँ 1 घंटे की, तो उसमें हम आगे एंथ्रोपोलॉजी को डिस्कस करेंगे गाइस। ओके गाइस, एनी डाउट्स यू कैन आस्क मी।